As a child, you likely wondered about things like this. For a purple ball to reach a red ball, it first has to pass through the midpoint A between them. Then it must cross midpoint B of the remaining distance, and from there, it needs to pass midpoint C, and from C, it must cross midpoint D of the remaining distance, and so forth. Regardless of how near the purple ball gets to the red ball, it must pass through one midpoint after another, and we know these midpoints are endless, even for the tiniest distance. There is always a midpoint, so theoretically, the two objects should never touch. But in reality, things are different. For example, you just touched the screen to open the video. This problem is known as Zeno's paradoxes. In simple terms, it suggests that a runner, to reach the finish line, must cross an infinite number of points, making it seem impossible. While this idea is logically valid, it only holds in logic or abstract mathematics. In the real world, there are smallest units of space and time that can't be divided further. When you reach the finish line, the next step will surely cross it. In physics, the smallest meaningful distance is called the Planck length. Any experiment or observation smaller than this is meaningless. The duration for light to traverse the Planck length is known as Planck time, representing the smallest measurable units of time and space. Yet, this answer isn't very convincing. It's as if the rules of our universe limit our thinking. There is a similar example to Zeno's paradoxes. Thomson's lamp. The lamp is off. Wait 30 seconds and turn it on. Then, after 15 seconds, turn it off. After 7.5 seconds, turn it on again. An eighth of a minute later, turn it off. Each time you flip the switch, wait half the previous interval. The bulb will turn on and off infinitely within 1 minute. So, after 1 minute, is the lamp on or off? By definition, infinity means there's no last switch. When the lamp is on, the next step turns it off, and when it's off, the next step will turn it on. So, what is the answer? No one knows. Because the final state of an infinite sequence is unknown, let's use an analogy. Imagine the switch as a bouncing ball. When the ball hits the circuit board, it completes the circuit and the light turns on. When it leaves, the light turns off. Each bounce takes half the time of the last one. Even though the ball bounces infinitely, it will ultimately settle on the circuit board, completing the circuit and lighting the bulb. Many might ask, why does it matter if Thomson's lamp ends up on or off? Everyone knows it can't be built anyway. Why do Zeno's paradoxes matter? Athletes will still cross the finish line. Beyond theory, we can't study time and space past certain limits, infinitely small units of time and space. So, isn't pondering such questions just unnecessary worry? Is it truly needless concern? In Europe, Neanderthals and early Homo sapiens lived side by side for around 5,000 years. Neanderthals were robust and smart, yet for millennia, they rarely explored new areas. When faced with water or obstacles, they would turn back to where they started. But Homo sapiens were different. They explored land and sea without hesitation, even unaware of what lay ahead. Before finding Easter Island, Madagascar, and Australia, many vanished beyond the horizon. What drove them? Was it honor, a quest for immortality, or just plain curiosity? Even today, we haven't stopped. Plans to land on the moon and explore Mars continue. This might seem foolish or absurd, but it was the Neanderthals who went extinct, not humans. Perhaps only would dare to seek something that might not even exist. Maybe only would delve into questions about Zeno's paradoxes and infinity. Antoine de Saint-Exupéry wasn't a mathematician, but his advice fits well here. If you want to build a ship, don't tell people to gather wood, don't assign them tasks and work, but rather teach them. Longing for the boundless sea.